some alternatives that you haven't considered. Don't throw away something that still may have great value for you. If you want to learn more about what Neighbors Insurance Solutions can do for you, call 256-763-7693. A death benefit could be a life benefit. Learn more at 256-763-7693.
For 50 years, our mission, do the right thing and make long-term decisions. We value our customers, and we invest in supporting you. We use our own technologies to automate, to provide you the best support possible. And we have the strongest guarantees in the industry. I just can't tell you I'm going to provide you great support. I have to prove it to you with my actions.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
Want to save some money?
I can take money and I can make it into more money.
Just check out our zone deals online at 977ESPN.com. We are 977 ESPN The Zone. WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 977 ESPN The Zone. This hour of The Drive is brought to you by Lynn Leighton Ford, located online at lynnleightonford.com. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Well. Welcome back. I read some excerpts from Louis Grizzard's book, If I Ever Get Back to Georgia, I'm going to Nail My Feet to the Ground. And I only spent a week in Pittsburgh.
But you're not in Georgia.
This used to be Georgia. Alabama, the first province was Georgia. Where we're sitting at used to be Georgia. So,
but it's not anymore, Steve.
That's my story. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hope everybody's having a better day than Duke fans out there. Yikes. 19-point lead evaporated right in front of them against UConn.
It's not just that. It's, you have 10 seconds left. You don't even have to get it over. You just hold the ball.
That's all you got to do.
I mean, all you had to do is hold the ball. But you can see the coach yell and throw it. It was part of their play. So, it's just they're going to think about that the rest of their lives. It's a tough deal.
I do have some audio from Kalen DeBoer from Friday, but since you were down there, let's get the early impressions.
Well, they have done an incredible job of putting a team together. I mean, they've got the players. They're there. Now, can they build a playoff contender? They have some holes. There's no doubt. That's where they got to get better in the offensive line. A lot of young guys, tight end, but the wide receiver group, incredible. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Williams changed his name and changed the way he's played in that scrimmage. He made some incredible plays, but I was shocked at the defense of the way they looked. They got a guy. He's wearing 22. He's Kendrick Bingley Jones. He's a 5th or 6th year guy.
Shocker.
Yeah, I understand he has several kids that go to the game. He played at Mississippi State last year, 6'4", 302. Another guy, Steve Bolo, was at junior college, and I can't pronounce his last name. He's originally from Canada, 6'4", 301.
Don't you know?
Yeah, and he made a bunch of plays.
6'4", 301?
Yeah.
Oh, you betcha.
Yeah.
That's a lot of maple sauce right there.
Devin Tompkins, Another defensive end from USC, originally from Tracy, California, 6'5", 300. He looks like Adonis. He looks like a werewolf. And you put Jan Pierre on the other side, and all of a sudden you're like, they have some players. I was shocked about how they looked as a team. On where I was worried, Of course, QB Reese, they say if he was 2 inches taller, he'd be a Butkus finalist guy. The way he looks and plays, and then another. So a lot of people. Like Keon Saab's getting limited, Xavier Brown's getting limited.
Because you know what you've got.
Yeah, exactly. And so they weren't out there much. And, of course, the safety that's my favorite player that I hunted with that I can't remember his name right now.
Well, I wasn't there when you were hunting with him.
Yeah,
so.
well, he's the one that is Bray Hubbard. He's in a black shirt, and I actually ran into his dad. I didn't recognize him when he's not in camo, but he's and then you go, Keelan Russ and Austin Mack both look good. They didn't look perfect, but I thought Austin Mack was showing a bunch of leadership during the scrimmage. You have the 2 freshman running backs too that look really good. EJ's a little hurt, but he made some plays out there. And then they kind of took him out. I guess they just he didn't get a full day's work.
How about AK and did Deere?
Well, yeah, they're all out there. I mean, and Daniel Hill looked better. He's in better. You've heard that. We've heard that.
Yeah.
And he made a good run down in the goal line where he broke some tackles. And but they had Tyler Henderson is a guy from another junior college guy. Everybody said, why they signed these junior college guy can play. Now he is a playmaker, and you can just tell when he knows how to get.
So
open.
you think these guys are sharp in terms of?
Yeah, they have the talent back there to go back,
knowing who to go after.
That's what's. So that was what I was most impressed with, the new guys and how they fit in and all the things you were looking for. Linebacker, another guy, Caleb Woodson, came from Virginia Tech. They're talking about him being a captain type guy. I mean,
so maybe
that's what I've been reading, but he's
fell right into the role Hill Green had last year. Maybe,
I mean, I think that they're and again, I sitting there looking. Noah Rogers wearing number 5. He looks just like the 5 that just left.
Yeah,
and you can tell they've already picked up things and they were shining. And I just happened to look. I said, these all guys are new. Beeman and Simmons, London Simmons and Jeremiah Beeman, will have 2 guys that have a lot to say of who starts and all that. They're not in the spring as well. So it was just surprising to me how those guys were playing and playing at a high level. And those are all the new guys. So there's several others that, those are the guys that flashed while I was watching, but you can't watch, I didn't watch film, anything like that where you can pick up on a bunch of things. I just saw, and the other freshman.
Look at you, early riser on a Friday.
Yeah. The other guy is Trayshawn Brown, who was from Huntsville, Texas. And he made a great run in the game, 5'10", 201, another running back. So I think they got, they got to put together at the offensive line. They got to do better run blocking. The thing that concerns me the most is how they practice. Because you can't, no cut, no go down. They don't want a lot of people on the ground. And in a scrimmage, to me, you can't do that. I mean, you can do it. You have to have some live. You have to have, or you don't learn the techniques you need to win.
Yeah.
And that's what bothers me. That's when I left the scrimmage, I'm thinking, whoever put this team together did a hell of a job, because they did it almost and didn't get the credit that maybe they should have with the talent they brought in. And of course, you got to put it together, and you got that many people. But I'm talking to people at Texas A&M, 45 new players. I mean, it's not like that. How many's at Auburn? I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Half your team's turning over.
And then you got LSU, where it's more extreme.
And I hear they're
not tackling as much, period.
At all is what I was hearing. I've heard they're having very, very soft practices. So at Ole Miss, they're having game weeks. So
this feels like that spring a couple of years ago at Ole Miss, where it's like, it feels like the World Games instead of playing football.
So what happens is even after the season starts, you have to get better and better. Like we saw Indiana, got better and better. Didn't turn the ball over. Did all the things that you're supposed to do to win and win it all. And in games where the last game where they were highly challenged in the game. They took it to the next level. So, and definitely the best team of the year, no doubt. There was no doubt that about that. So, I'm looking at all the transfers in the offensive line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're sitting there, you start about 50, squad, redshirt, squad, transfer, squad. That means nobody's lettered. High school, Michael Carroll, 1 year varsity letter.
Mm-hmm.
Transfer, squad, 1 year varsity letter, William Sanders, number 70. You go to the next one, transfer, high school, transfer, redshirt. Transfer, 1 year varsity. So you look at almost the whole offensive line. There's only one guy that is lettered at Alabama. Two. William Sanders and Michael Carroll. So they're going to be behind. Is the whole? Can they? I think they're talented. Can they?
They just need to play football.
Yeah. Well, they need to play together.
That's what I mean.
They got a new coach.
Yeah.
So having Michael Carroll, and I forgot the guy they said was already. I think was it Jackson Lloyd? Who's the guy they said?
I've got. Let's see here. Some audio from Kalen DeBoer. This is on the guard position.
At the guard. Well, you guys know that Will Sanders isn't in there right now. Obviously, he would be thrown into the mix with his experience and ability. Different guys, we had Nick Brooks. We've rotated Michael Carroll in there some. Michael is so diverse. He can play guard and tackle, and it's been great allowing him to see what he does best, but also get some guys some reps. We need tackles. Mike's going to be one of our 3 main tackles no matter what. That Jackson and Javen's done a nice job too, and so gives us a little bit of work that we can kind of figure out on the right side there. And then Ethan's done a nice job coming along. I thought this week was really a consistent step in the right direction for him. So is there anyone else you're kind of wondering about at the guard spot? There's
Mal, no longer.
Yeah, Mal has been in with the twos, rotated with the ones. He at the end of the year had an injury and stuff, and so it's good to see him. You feel like he's really picking up and every single day gaining more and more confidence in each and every practice.
Hey, there you go. That's Kalen DeBoer post scrimmage. Let's try to squeeze in Ray Dog before we take our first time out, as Jerry Glanville is in the on-deck circle. How are you, Ray Dog?
It's not been a fun 24 hours.
I bet not.
And not because Duke lost a basketball game. Credit to UConn. Duke had opportunities to close the door. UConn walked through those doors.
Mm-hmm.
There are two things that are my biggest concern with regard to conversation pieces around that game. Number one, who the hell are these grown men who are coming for an 18-year-old?
What, has there been like death threats or something that I have not read about?
It's been close.
Yeah.
And the second thing is there's been a lot of chatter of should Dan Hurley have been called for a technical.
Oh, stop with that mess. Stop with that mess. Even the Duke announcer saying the kid ran out onto the court. That's a technical foul. By the letter of the law, he's right. He's right. But come on now. Come on now.
The only statement I have to make about that is this. If the roles would reverse, would Dan Hurley have demanded a technical be called?
Well, of course. But that's Dan Hurley. We saw how far that apple falls from the tree with that zoom in on the parents. I mean, come on. It's
I'm just saying.
That stuff happens all the time. I mean, you look at kick six, a player coach runs into a player of Alabama between the line when they're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
You look at Alabama when they blocked the field goal against Tennessee.
Terrence Cody
pulls off his helmet.
Yep.
I mean,
that's a foul.
To me, Duke should have had 35 chances to win that thing.
It shouldn't have been that close late.
Yeah. And how's a ref supposed to know that the guys on the court, they ought to be excited? I mean, you want them to be excited.
Yeah.
You want them to. So I don't know. I was pulling for Duke. But I wouldn't want them to win like that.
Like Isaiah Evans got held 2 possessions in a row with less than 3 minutes to play. Is that a deciding factor in the game? Probably not. But if it happens at the 16-minute mark of the second half and it's a foul, it should be a foul in under 3 minutes. That's just from a former player. That's how I view it.
Fair enough.
If it's a foul at any point in the game other than then, it's still a foul then.
I just respectfully disagree. Listen, I know what you're saying, Ray Dog. I do. I get it. I hate games being decided that way.
The bottom line is the guy just
onions.
An
NBA 3, and I just was ice cold all day long. And
well, like I said, if Duke handles their business and plays even half as well,
just hold the ball. If they just hold the ball,
they don't get a shot.
He could have rolled the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly thought he was going to flip it high up into the air. Like I've seen so many. It wasn't high enough, obviously.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I thought he was going to try to hit the scoreboard.
Well, the coach is over there telling him to throw it too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So if you watch, he's over there wanting to throw it down the thing, and the smart thing would be just hold on to it
or just throw it up.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Congratulations to UConn. That's why we call it the madness.
Yep.
That's why we watch.
I hate Duke lost, though, because I had them in the finals.
There it is. There it is.
Finally, the truth comes out.
There it is.
There's no question.
My champ is still available, but that's it. Michigan. My champ
you got a chance. I mean, I had the worst bracket ever.
Man, what Michigan did to both Alabama and Tennessee over the weekend.
They did to Tennessee was Alabama was competitive. I mean, Alabama was ahead at halftime.
Tennessee, that was
I was shocked. I didn't see any of that game. I was shocked to see the score.
It was ugly
because I thought Tennessee would have a chance as physical as they can be, but obviously not.
Bama Big Rick, we have got to head off to a break. We're already late for Jerry Glanville. If you want to stick around on the flip side, I will get to you. But Jerry Glanville, he wants to talk NFL draft. Since I was just in Pittsburgh, they didn't have nice things to say at the Steelers Hall of Fame about old Jerry Glanville. And I said, whoa. So I stuck up for my coach, and we'll talk to Coach on the other side here on a Monday.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and now is your last chance for Truck Month deals at Lynn Layton Ford. Now through the 31st, with your good credit, get 0% financing for 60 months, 0 down, plus 0 payments for 90 days, and $1,000 cash on new F-150s. That's right, final days, 0 for 60, 0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, plus $1,000 bonus cash on all new 25 F-150s. Save up to $5,000 off MSRP on 25 Rangers, $5,000 off Rangers. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining new 2025 Explorers, up to $10,000 off on Explorer. We've got new Maverick hybrids starting at under $28,000. That's right, new 25 Maverick hybrids are Truck Month priced for just $27,840, and never any hidden markups or dock fees. Truck Month ends March 31st, so don't miss your chance. We hope to see you real soon at Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com. Eat, drink, compete. Welcome to Field Day, Huntsville's go-to spot where every day feels like a win. Catch the big game or create your own with chef-driven bites, craft cocktails, self-serve beer, and games that keep the fun going. And don't miss happy hour. 50% off drafts and appetizers, plus $5 margaritas and wells. Life's better when you play, so grab your friends and make it a win at Field Day, University Drive, Huntsville.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care, no appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
No Wi-Fi?
How are we going to stream the game?
Mom, I have a research project due.
How are we going to make dinner? Don't let power outages send your family into a meltdown. Get a Generac generator from Current Electrical. We keep your lights on and your Wi-Fi on. Visit gensuperstore.com or call 256-880-1880. Trust us, your family will thank you.
Most current way to keep your power on. GeneracSuperstore.com.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I might fall from a tall building.
Oh, I missed this last Monday. Yes. Missed you, Coach. It is Coach Jerry Glanville. I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this time last week when Drew was filling in for me. How are you, Coach?
Well, I was really disappointed you weren't there last week, so I got on what they call hiring people off the zip line, and we got 4 good replacements for you.
Oh, boy. My apologies, Coach. I did stick up for you in the private tour that they gave us for the Steelers Hall of Fame and mentioned your name, and I got this scowl look. And I said, no, that's my guy right there.
I'm the most hated guy in 2 places, Pittsburgh and Cleveland. I could do things that Billy Graham couldn't do.
I don't believe they liked you in Cincinnati either. I'm just saying.
No, but not like those other in Cleveland. I tell everybody, watch my baseball dugout. I would put one foot on the field, and I would unite 86,000 people we agreed.
See? You're a uniter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was. And Pittsburgh, nobody in Houston won a game in Pittsburgh in 26 years. They're 0-26. So when we went there, we never lost a game in Pittsburgh. So all of a sudden, they loved Bump Phillips. They loved all the coaches because they always beat them. They didn't like me much. They used to throw a tarp over my head. I run out of the tunnel. They throw live snakes on the tarp. I goes, these people are crazy. I'm really a nice person.
Well, they're getting ready for the NFL draft in a big way up there in Pittsburgh, Coach. And
well, I've got draft info, but I thought I hit two things first.
All right.
2 months ago, only on your show, we saw Michigan State play, and I said one of these 10 teams will win the national championship.
Yeah.
Because I never saw two better. And guess what? Michigan totally hurt my Tennessee Vols to the point that if it had been a heavyweight fight, they'd have called it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was over early.
I was down and depressed. I was down because I love Tennessee basketball. But then Sunday, Chase Elliott won the NASCAR race, which brought me right back to where we are today. And Chase they made a short stop in the pits, and for the NASCAR fans, everybody took 4 tires. He took 2, got out front, and they couldn't catch him.
Nice.
Coaching. We call that coaching.
Yeah. Got that clean air out there.
I thought we better start off NFL before we get to the draft. We better get to the replacement official.
How about that? Yeah.
And that reminds me, when we had replacement players, we had the regular officials. We were playing, I think, West. Were you at that Denver game, Wes, in Denver?
The one that in the playoffs? No.
No, in the replacement.
No, I was not.
Well, we invented a play we're going to call direct snap draw. Now, we're playing with the regular officials, and I had the quarterback throw his hands out in the shotgun and then drop back, but the ball went to the running back.
Yeah. I hated that play.
Well, we invented that play.
Yeah, I know it.
And during the game, the officials came over and said, we just got a call from New York, and the play you're running is illegal. I goes, what play? He goes, where the snap goes to the running back, and the quarterback has his hands out. He can't have his hands. I goes, tell New York that ball was never supposed to. This is replacement players. We don't know where the ball's going. We all got to get
Coach, the worst thing that happened to me was when you took out Rozier and put in who was the little guy from Notre Dame? Pinkett.
Alan Pinkett.
Yeah, so I looked, and it was Rozier, and I broke the huddle, and then I snapped it. It was to Pinkett. Well, hell, I snapped it where Rozier was, and it went over Pinkett's head. It went through his hands.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, Pinkett was 1 inch away from being a dwarf. So that was a hard snap.
Take an accurate snap, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that play, I'll see it every now and then, but it happens so fast, I don't notice if the quarterback. They told me during that game, if he didn't have his hands stretched out in the pre-snap, it would be legal. And I said, tell New York, we don't know where the ball is.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and then we started running with a trap, and we beat Denver in Denver with the strike team. Kind of shocked everybody because the strike team, when we went on strike, the Houston Oilers were number 1. We were first place, and I told the players, I said, all I can promise you, I'm going to work my butt off. When you come back, we're going to be in first place. And sure enough, we were. All the so-called Hall of Fame coaches couldn't win a strike game. Parcells couldn't win one. Bill Walsh couldn't win one. And they said, these guys can't win a game, and you're winning them all. Why is that? I said, because I'm the only high school coach in pro football.
and that's just because you can teach driver's ed.
Teach the driver ed to get a job.
Yeah, the old.
I tell everybody that story. That is the greatest story ever. That you got your first head coaching job because you could teach driver's ed, and 20 years later you're the head coach of an NFL team.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great country.
I got to go with the draft. I got to talk about the draft.
Okay.
I got to start off with Ty Simpson because he's being punished for previous quarterbacks that only played 1 year.
Yeah.
I go back, and if I study what he did this year, he's the first rounder. But they've got all these people that I call their paralysis by overanalysis.
Mm-hmm.
And they've decided the fact that he didn't play the year before, they're not going to take a chance and draft him very high. And I wish I was his agent. Well, I'd be making a lot of money. I would send him to Tennessee or Miami, and then both teams will offer a Lloyd's of London insurance policy for him.
Yeah.
And if he plays 2 years like that, then everybody will see what I saw last year.
If he's in the right system and he's healthy, boy, I'm with you, Coach.
Yeah, so I went and watched him worked out. I went to Alabama's scrimmage Friday, which was in the morning, and then I went and watched him work out for the Jets.
Did you?
Yeah, I guess the offensive coordinator was Hofstetter. What was it? I think it's his name. Used to be the Buffalo. The Bill guy, and then the head coach is a defensive back. I've never seen that before. They had they didn't have any receivers.
Yeah,
though.
Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn. But they didn't have any receivers. They had just some managers, and he was throwing. They would show the route they wanted to throw and the timing of it.
So Phil Savage wasn't there?
No, Phil Savage wasn't there. I was really surprised he wasn't. But
well, here's a knocker for you. Alabama will have offensive tackles, linemen, drafted before Simpson.
Yeah.
And it reminded me when I went to the Tennessee Volunteer big sellout, they were going to honor Archie Manning. And we were all sitting down on the tables, and the guy that does the play-by-play at Tennessee, you probably know him, Bob somebody.
Bob Kessling.
Bob Kessling was on the stage, and they're going to bring up Archie and honor him. And they said, Archie, come on up. We're going to do a big presentation for you. And he got there, and he couldn't get up the stairs. And his offensive team was there with him. And the line came up and grabbed him and said, Archie, let us help you. And he turned around and says, hell, if you had helped me when we were playing, I could get up the stairs on my own. And so I'm looking at offensive tackle in Alabama going first round. If he'd have played first round, Simpson would be up there higher than what he is.
Yeah.
Well,
there was a definite difference of at least what I saw between a healthy Ty Simpson and a hurt Ty Simpson last year, Coach.
Well, you go all the way back to Baker Mayfield. Nobody would play at Cleveland as hurt as he was with a dislocated throwing arm shoulder. And how did they repay him? They cut him. So,
that's the truth. He played all year hurt, played amazing. I think they even made the playoffs. He got beat the first round of the playoffs, and they cut him and get a guy with all of these issues and pay him $250 million to do nothing. Basically, it's the worst trade in history.
And then he ran off and gave a guy a lot of money that likes to get a massage.
Oh,
yeah, well, I don't think the massage part was the problem.
Yeah. Okay, here's the draft. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Finally, I was worried. First round, we got a corner. Remember I was talking the last time, I didn't have a corner from LSU going the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And that has not happened in my lifetime since the 6th grade picnic.
Wow.
So will they now have a LSU corner, a Tennessee corner, maybe a Clemson corner? So why do I always look at that? Cornerbacks on defense help the coaching like quarterbacks do on offense. And you want to win on defense, you got to have corners and you got to have defensive tackles. Otherwise, you'll be in that, what do they call that Friday, Black Friday?
Yeah, yeah.
Black Monday.
Yeah, Black Monday, I believe is.
Well, people say, Jerry, who's going to get fired next year? And I say, who doesn't have corners, defensive tackles, and quarterback? He's gone right now. I tell you, he's gone.
Just that simple. I mean, it's bottom line deal more than anything. And when you got ready for the draft back in the day, I know we've talked about this, but what is the most involvement you had in any of the drafts? What's the most involvement you had?
Probably Detroit and Buffalo as an assistant. Houston, he was pretty good. If I argued, he'd listen. Atlanta, I was a spectator. Atlanta, I should have fought. When I got the job, I had, 3 or 4 teams. But I thought the guy in Atlanta could do it. I don't need to do it if the guy doing it can do it. But here's the biggest difference. A football coach has to fix what's broke. You have to draft what's needed.
Yeah.
A personnel director drafts the best athlete. So you got 3 good guards, but the best guy on the board is the guard. He'll take him again because he's got job security. He sits with the owner during the game and whispers in his ear. Wonder why the coach did that. I went at Atlanta thinking that the general manager could draft, and the proof is he couldn't figure out, anybody that could play. So you get yourself in trouble. Now, I did push some things through. For instance, the first year, I changed football totally. When we drafted Haywood Jeffries first round wide receiver at Houston, nobody ever took a wide receiver, and we did that. Now I'm in Atlanta, and the general manager wants to draft a quarterback, and I got Chris Miller coming back. I drafted Pritchard first round out of everybody wanted me to take Favre. I said, I can get Favre second round. No, he won't be there. He won't be there. I said, promise me, he'll be there. And so I took Pritchard and then got Favre the second round. So we ended up what we thought was a good draft. And here's the news nobody remembers. Pritchard led the league as a rookie wide receiver in the National.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
2 things I never forget about. That, and he had a twin turbo Porsche with a wide body. I'd have done anything. I said, we gave him too much money. I want that car. It wasn't like Wes's police car. It was a little more cool.
Go ahead, Coach. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Here's the next thing. Safeties. Believe it or not, Ohio State, Oregon, nobody would go for tight ends and safeties in the first round. You get those guys down the road. Well, Ohio State safety. How about this? Toledo, Ohio, where I was, safety, first round. So all of a sudden, your strong safety nowadays, and Wes, you have to pay attention even if you're broke. Your strong safety nowadays has to cover like a corner on the slot because we're not getting a tight end formation. We're not getting them on the Y. The Y is over on the weak side into the boundary with one wide out. So things have changed for that position. So all of a sudden, tight ends are being drafted first round. I thought as long as I lived, the only tight end that would be drafted first round would be Mike Ditka. He was 5th off the board.
Wow.
That didn't happen again for 100 years. But Atlanta took a guy. My gosh, he couldn't block me. But the tight end now is playing what they call open, which means he's spread out, and he's really a wideout. So now they're drafting the tight ends like they were a wideout. And I got to go back. I think it was 1 year or 2 years ago. There was a great tight end at Penn State. I think he went to the Colts, and he was a Mike Ditka. He was a blocker, a hitter, runner, and I could see him going in the first round. But these other people, tight ends in the first round, safeties in the first round. I took 2 safeties high. And Wes, you played with Bo Eason, and you probably played with Bubba McDowell. Well, that's as high as I went. Now, that was second, third round, and that shocked everybody. But here's what I found out. We took Jeff Donaldson, 9th round. I didn't stutter. That's the one after 8.
Mm-hmm.
And he became the highest paid safety in football. So you find safeties at all rounds. So you got to be careful about going too high on one.
You know, Coach, so I remember talking to Gene Stallings, and he had like 3 guys. He had the same complaints you had where, you know, they would draft all these guys. But Coach Stallings says that he could sign the walk-on, the free agents. And the one thing he would look is, you know, Bill Bates. There were a bunch of free agents he signed that made it. And he said one thing he looked at is he looked at a lot of things, but if they could all of them had high verticals, they could all jump. And if you can't, if you don't have a vertical, you can't play defensive back in the NFL. That's basically what he said.
Well, here's the deal. I just last week I was in Texas. I did 2 pro days and did the vertical jump. It's funny you said that. What does Jerry Glanville do? He times you in the 10, and he watches the vertical jump. Some people do the long jump in place of the vertical jump. I do not. I'm like Gene Stallings. And here's a tight end doing a 38-inch vertical, and he's 6'4". Guess what? That's a touchdown in the red zone. That's why that's so important. And the vertical jump has correlation to the 40-yard dash. You've got to have quad. You got to have power for both of those. I time everybody in the 10 except the corners and the wideouts. I call it long speed. I like to time them in the 100. That's how important long speed is for those 2. But I got a defensive end, the fastest I ever had, is a 1.4810. Well, why is that important? That's a sack. You get a sack 1.6 and under. Let's say Wes is going to get drafted as a defensive end, and Wes runs a 1.910. He can't get a sack if the offensive line goes in and a quarter ahead of him. You've got to have that 10. You've got to have that 10. I time all offensive linemen in the 10-yard dash. What do they run the 40 in? Don't confuse me with somebody that cares what that tackle runs the 40 in. I don't care.
It only matters if your quarterback throws an interception and you're on the 35, right?
Well, here's my deal. The quarterback throws an interception, he better make the tackle.
Yeah, but I would never forget one of the most impressive videos I saw was when what was the Cowboy Allen that was such a good player.
Talking about Larry Allen?
Yeah, Larry Allen caught a linebacker from New Orleans Saints from behind and saved a touchdown on a interception.
That I like. I was shocked. I was checking stats because I know how Wes is. Dallas Cowboys led the league in passing.
Really?
Over the Rams. And I never got that feeling watching them. Did you?
Yeah, no, I did not. Absolutely not.
I did.
I knew he had a better year than he's had, but I didn't know I didn't know that.
Well, I'm a little worried about the Rams. They throw the ball a lot to a guy who has a Hawaiian name, and he just got arrested for biting 2 people. I thought go into pro boxing and try to bite playoff or something. Remember when that happened?
Oh yeah.
I was disappointed in that news release. You just wonder what some people are thinking nowadays.
Is there a guy that comes to mind? Had he just either one kept his nose clean or would have stayed healthy, that he'd be a household name that we would all know today, Coach? Anybody pop into your mind in that regard of just a guy that just?
I won't use. And Wes played with him. He was the greatest thing ever when he was right, but he wasn't right much. And I won't use his name, but you always see people that self-destruct, people that coulda, shoulda, woulda, but you got to do it every day. And in converse of that, I coached 9 guys in the Hall of Fame, and Deion. So people say, "Oh, it's Deion." Like, he was a Hall of Famer in practice, and Wessel no, they play every play
like it's their last.
It's their last.
It's 20th minute
game.
Yeah.
How about this? I had Claude Humphrey.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah.
And you better not play him in practice because people are going to get knocked out because he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, how about in terms of trying to get info this time of year? I mean, Ron Wolf comes to mind. I've heard plenty of stories about that executive of how much misinformation is out there, Coach, this time of year.
Wrote the book online with a straight. He made Biden look honest. Terrible. They get on the phone and they talk about trading what they're going to pick. I'm going to pick this guy. They're not going to pick that guy. They want you to trade up to get him. But if your listeners learn one thing today, and only one thing, with Wes, there won't be anything else to learn, Wes. You have to learn one thing. You have to draft by need.
Yeah.
And if you don't need it, don't go get it. Get what you need. I learned at Buffalo from Norm Powell. I was so fortunate when I was a young kid. I was doing the draft. And Norm Powell would say, this draft, this pick, whatever, let's say it's the 10th pick or 5th round, whatever it is, he'd pull out 3 guys. He says, all 3 of these, Jer, are worth this value. And there'd be a tight end, a wide out, a running back, whatever it is. Well, go back to Detroit. I started in 1974 with the draft in Detroit, and Jimmy Carr taught me, when you're looking at 3 guys, always take the big man.
Why?
Big guy. Because if the big man gets hurt and you don't have big man, you got to stop camp. You got to quit practicing. Get all the big men you can get.
Yeah.
And that, I stuck with that. I stuck with getting. Wes knows. I took 2 defensive tackles, both in the first round. One from Auburn and one from Texas A&M. I had 2 first-round defensive tackles. Everybody thought I was a great coach. When you get first-round defensive tackles, all the stuff that you can dream about, they can do.
Doug Smith, he was like tying 2 people together. He was so big. You know that. And
I
then,
knew
what was the guy's name out of Texas A&M? He was. Oh, what's
Ray
it?
Childress.
Ray Childress. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was watching. I was in my office looking out the window, and I was watching Doug Smith chase his son. And as he was running across the parking lot, his son he hurled the hood of the car. I said, that guy has to play every play.
Yeah.
His son, by the way, went to LSU.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, his son played at LSU. He played on offense. He was offensive lineman.
Didn't he get hit by a car when he was little too? I think he did.
You say defensive lineman out of Auburn to the Atlanta Falcons, I immediately think of Andre Bruce.
Well, you know why he was a number one pick? It's really easy. It was the defensive tackle for Auburn then was Rocker. Tracy
Rocker was on the other side.
You know, he wasn't on the other side. He was on the same side.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, and when he would rush the passer, he'd make the quarterback, Andre Bruce would be out there getting blocked, and he would flush out there, and he'd make the tackle.
Well, he was drafted the year before I got there.
Yes, sir.
Number one. And he didn't last long with us.
No.
I looked for somebody that wanted to hit more. We had two high-pick linebackers. And if your linebackers don't believe physicality on every single play, they don't belong with Jerry Glanville. And one was Marcus Cotton. I cut him at halftime of the Bear game. Gave him a $20 bill, told him he could ride on my bus. He run with us. I said, "You've gone a whole half and haven't hit anybody. I don't need to watch anymore."
Oh,
West knows our half times are different.
Yeah, sounds like it, Coach. Sounds like it. Here's a road map and an apple. Have at it.
In the comic, gotta have something to read. My biggest was we're going to go play Washington Redskins, big playoff deal. And we're riding the bus, and my two tackles were on the bus. I was on defensive tackles. I walked by Tim Green, and he was reading War and Peace. And my other tackle was Smith from Miami. I walked by him, and he was reading a comic book. I said, it takes time. You got to have both.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Coach, it's always a pleasure to talk with you. And hopefully I'm back in the good graces, knowing that I did stick up for you while I was taking the tours of the Pittsburgh Steelers Hall of Fame.
I should have told you, don't ever mention my name.
Steve said that
I got a scowl.
He had a bow up for
I had this scowl look of, who'd you say?
Yeah.
Coach.
You two are the best.
Appreciate you, Coach. Let's wrap up this Monday on the other side. Will Wade was introduced today at LSU.
Man, there's something else out there. LSU's they've gone south.
They've gone something. They've gone crazy is what they've gone. We'll be back.
I might jump an open drawbridge or Tarzan from a vine, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that makes Eastwood look so fine.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This hour of The Drive is brought to you by Lynn Leighton Ford, located online at lynnleightonford.com.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and now is your last chance for Truck Month deals at Lynn Leighton Ford. Now through the 31st, with your good credit, get 0% financing for 60 months, 0 down, plus 0 payments for 90 days, and $1,000 cash on new F-150s. That's right, final days, 0 for 60, 0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, plus $1,000 bonus cash on all new 25 F-150s. Save up to $5,000 off MSRP on 25 Rangers, $5,000 off Rangers. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining new 2025 Explorers, up to $10,000 off on Explorer. We've got new Maverick hybrids starting at under $28,000. That's right, new 25 Maverick hybrids are truck month priced for just $27,840, and never any hidden markups or dock fees. Truck month ends March 31st, so don't miss your chance. We hope to see you real soon at Lynn Leighton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnleightonford.com.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted Best Wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Fox 54 Weather Impact Meteorologist Emily Owen. A mostly cloudy and quiet night across the Tennessee Valley for this Monday night. We'll see temperatures fall into the low 60s for the overnight tonight. Heading into our Tuesday, another round of isolated showers. Potentially a few thunderstorms will be possible. Otherwise, we'll see partly cloudy sky. High temperatures warm into the low 80s for the afternoon.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I'm Bill Crawford, the host of The Point with Bill Crawford. Tune us in Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on Talk Radio WZZN.
Final call for phone calls is Big Rick. Did he hold? Or
He gone.
He gone. Okay. All right, so that gives me time to... I wish I would have coordinated this better. Will Wade had walk-up music today at LSU. Will Wade, the second go-around coach at LSU, had walk-up music today for his press
Pink
conference.
Floyd money?
No. It was this. It was Eminem. Obviously, I can't play the whole thing. I mean, because
it's not like they won a lot when he was there, though. I mean,
I know.
Pretty good.
And
they're better than they were.
He stopped short of saying, well, now what I got busted for is legal. I mean, that's the only thing he really didn't say.
We're coming back to make history. We're going to make history one way or the other. We're coming back, like Dr. Roos said, to try to hang a banner, win a national championship, or I'm going to be the first coach fired from the same school twice. But one way or another, we're going to make history.
I don't think you'll be the first coach fired twice, though. I think that's happened before.
I would love to know.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Was Lane there?
No, Lane was not there. Now, Kim Mulkey wasn't there either.
I would say they have the three most controversial coaches.
Isn't it pretty clear?
In one place ever.
So that being said, when I was driving back from Pittsburgh, there is a little sports talk radio station in Columbus, Ohio. They don't like us too much down here in the Deep South. In fact, where was it? This is how it was worded.
Trying to make meaningful change in college football feels extra impossible when dealing with a conference and a school like Alabama and a school like LSU that employs Will Wade, Lane Kiffin, and Kim Mulkey. Can anything really be done when you're dealing with those kind of characters?
To do with those people.
Well, why he threw Alabama in there?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Man, are you asking me to rip the SEC right off the jump?
Teeing it up for you, brother.
I love this show.
And, of course, it was just, pile on the SEC, pile on the SEC, pile on the SEC.
Hey, you come at the king, you best not miss.
Yes, very, very true. But it doesn't appear that we're the king right now.
No, it really doesn't. So
that's what they call a building. Here.
Really,
that's what Coach calls a building.
Really rooting hard for the old UConn Huskies coming up this weekend. If we could get so there's 2 Big Ten teams in the Final Four, but there is a chance we'll have 0 Big Ten representation in the title game.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yes, I am. Tomorrow we are at Lynn Leighton Ford. Looking forward to that. The Padres going to join us. It is, after all, a very important week this week, and we'll talk to the Padre tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Hey, Coach is next.